There is a moment every parent dreads, the moment your child stops running to you, the moment they go quiet instead of telling you things, the moment they pull their hand away, shut the door, or answer in one word where they used to give you paragraphs. Most parents feel this as rejection. They take it personally, they push harder or pull back completely. But what the research shows, and what your child cannot yet tell you in words, is that pulling away is never really about pushing you out. It is always, without exception, a communication. And every single reason they do it is pointing at something specific they need from you that they do not yet know how to ask for directly. These are the 7 reasons your child pulls away, and what every single one is really asking for. The first reason your child pulls away is because they tried to tell you something once, and the response they got taught them it was not safe to try again. Not unsafe in a dramatic way, just unsafe enough. Maybe you were distracted and gave a half answer. Maybe you reacted with worry so big it swallowed their feelings whole. Maybe you moved too quickly to fix the problem instead of sitting with them inside it. Children are exquisitely sensitive to the quality of attention they receive when they bring something vulnerable to a parent. One dismissal does not close the door permanently, but a pattern of dismissals, even gentle, unintentional ones, teaches a child that this person loves me but cannot hold what I am actually carrying, and so they stop bringing it. Not because they stopped needing you, because they learned to protect both of you from the discomfort of you not knowing what to do with it. The second reason is that they are carrying something they believe will disappoint you. Children do not pull away from parents they do not care about. They pull away from the parents whose opinion matters most to them in the world. The child who goes silent after a bad grade, who avoids eye contact after something went wrong at school, who disappears into their room after a conflict with a friend. That child is not punishing you with their absence. They are protecting themselves from the version of your face they are most afraid to see. The disappointed one, the worried one, the one that makes them feel they have let down the person they most want to be enough for. When your child pulls away after something goes wrong, the most powerful thing you can do is not ask what happened. It is simply to show up and make sure they can still see that your love for them has not moved. The third reason is that they do not have words yet for what they are feeling, and they are afraid of what will happen if they try to speak before they do. Emotional vocabulary is a learned skill. It is not something children arrive with. And a child who is in the middle of something big, grief, confusion, shame, the particular unnamed ache of feeling different from everyone around them, often has no language for what is happening inside them. When they pull away in these moments, they are not rejecting your help. They are asking for something most parents do not think to offer. They are asking you to be comfortable with the silence, to sit near them without demanding that they translate something that has not yet found its words. The parent who can do that, who can be present without requiring the child to perform understanding or resolution, is the parent the child eventually turns back toward. Not because you fixed it, because you stayed when there was nothing to fix. The fourth reason your child pulls away is one of the hardest for parents to hear. They pull away because something in the way you respond to them consistently makes them feel more alone after sharing than before. This is not about bad parenting. It is about a mismatch between what the child needs in a moment and what the parent instinctively offers. A child who needs to be heard and instead gets advice feels more alone. A child who needs comfort and instead gets a lesson feels more alone. A child who needs space to feel something difficult and instead gets a parent who rushes to make the difficult feeling stop. That child learns that their emotional world is too much for the people around them. And so they begin to manage it alone, in their room, in their silence, in the pulling away that breaks your heart every single time. The fifth reason is that they are growing, and the growing feels frightening even to them. There is a particular kind of withdrawal that happens at developmental transition points when a child is becoming something new and does not yet know what that means or whether you will still recognize them on the other side of it. The 7-year-old who suddenly seems far away, the 10-year-old who stops wanting to be held, the teenager whose entire personality appears to have been replaced overnight, These are not rejections. These are a child standing at the edge of a new version of themselves and looking back to check whether you are still there, whether your love is flexible enough to follow them into whoever they are becoming. The most important thing you can do at these moments is resist the urge to pull them back toward who they were. Stay close, stay open. Let them know that whoever they are becoming, they do not have to become them alone. The sixth reason your child pulls away is because they are trying to protect you. Children are far more attuned to their parents' emotional state than most parents ever realize. A child who senses that their parent is already overwhelmed, already stressed, already carrying too much, that child will frequently make the quiet decision to not add to it. They swallow their own needs. They perform being fine. They close the door gently and carry their difficult things alone because they love you enough to not want to be another weight. This is one of the heartbreaking reasons of all, because these are often the children who appear the most self-sufficient, the most easygoing, the least demanding, and they are frequently the ones who are carrying the most completely alone. When your child seems too fine, when they never seem to need anything, when they consistently redirect away from themselves when you check in, look closer. The child who never asks for help is often the one who needs it most. The seventh reason is the simplest and the one that contains all the others inside it. Your child pulls away because they are not sure who they actually are, not the version they perform for you, but the real, unfinished, complicated, sometimes disappointing version of themselves is something you can love without condition. This is the question underneath every silence, every closed door, every one-word answer. Not, do you love me? They know you love them. The question is, do you love me when I'm this, when I'm struggling, when I'm not who you hoped, when I'm making choices you don't understand, when I'm becoming someone you didn't expect? That is the question your child is really asking every single time they pull away. And the answer you give them, not in words, but in how you show up in those exact moments, is the answer they will carry for the rest of their life. Drop a comment right now and tell me which one of these you recognized in your own child or in yourself as a child. I read every single one, and this conversation matters more than you know. And if this made you want to show up differently the next time your child goes quiet, subscribe, because next week we're going into exactly what to say when your child shuts down and nothing you try seems to reach them. You don't want to miss that one.